the full moon is bright, comes a horseman known as Zorro. This bold renegade carves a Z with his blade, a Z that stands for Zorro. Zorro, Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z. Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z. Zorro, Zorro, Zorro,
Take my horse to the stable. Feed and water him well.
Si, senor.
Greetings, senor.
You the innkeeper?
Si, senor.
I like your best room.
But of course, senor. Welcome to Los Angeles.
My baggage.
One moment, senor. It is necessary for you to sign the register.
Carlos. That is your first name, senor?
No, Sergeant. That is the name of my horse.
Your horse?
He's a very uneducated horse. Cannot read or write. Therefore, I must sign the register for him at the inn where he is the guest.
You must be joking, senor. Aren't you? Murrieta, Carlos Murrieta. Welcome to Los Angeles, senor. Where are you from?
I come from a city called No Place, in the country of anywhere.
No place to... Please, senor, do not make jokes. As acting comandante, it is my duty to ask these questions. You are a stranger, therefore I must know where you are from and what business brings you to our city.
City? You call this miserable hovel of mud huts a city? It's more like a pigsty.
Senor, I must protest!
Are all your guests subjected to questioning by this small-town tin soldier?
One moment, senor! Please?
Sergeant Garcia.
Senor Murrieta is not very cooperative, Don Diego. I asked him civil questions and got back senseless replies.
Well, exactly what is it you must know about Senor Murrieta?
Merely where he comes from and what business brings him here.
Possibly, Sergeant, we can deduce the answers for ourselves. Won't you join me?
No, I'm afraid not, Don Diego. I have many duties to perform. The barracks must be inspected, the lancers must be drilled, I have a sentry list to post, and... But of course, all these things can wait. Maria? Bring me some wine, please. Now, about the answers, Don Diego. How do we deduce them?
How are your powers of observation, Sergeant?
Good. My vision is excellent.
Then, you noticed the hat that Senor Murrieta was wearing?
See?
It is the hat of an Argentine gaucho.
Argentine? Well, then he must be a South American.
No, we do not know that he's a South American. The evidence only suggests that he recently came from there.
Gracias, Maria.
However, his accent is not that of a South American, so I suspect that he was merely visiting there.
Well, at least I know his name and where he is from for my report. Now, if I only knew what business brought him here.
Innkeeper,
What do you wish, senor?
there's a Jose Mordante living in this village.
Si, senor. He operates a tannery on the outskirts of the pueblo.
Send a man to fetch him. I have business with him.
Immediately, senor.
Well, Sergeant, I believe that answers your question.
Enter. Close the door. You are Jose Mordante?
Si, senor, that is my name. You are Carlos Muriata?
Yes.
I received word that you were to arrive here. When did your ship dock in San Pedro?
This morning. I want to see your identification.
Good hunting, senor.
I plundered the churches of South America of a fortune in gems.
Oh, that should refill the Eagle's coffers, eh?
Here is the sample of my hunting. Famous cross of the Andes.
Ay, beautiful. And valuable, eh?
It has a greater symbolical value than a material one. Still, the gems encrusted on it would bring a good price.
And the rest of the gems, they are here with you, senor?
Half of them came on the ship with me. At present, they're going through the routine process of being cleared by the customs at the port of San Pedro.
But, senor, they are stolen gems. If the authorities find...
Authorities will not even know of their existence. The gems are concealed in a box of boots, which I, as an importer, am bringing to you a tanner of leather for distribution and sale.
Oh, but, senor, I would think that it would be...
Suppose you let me do the thinking. I haven't come all this way to allow the tanner of leather the luxury of criticizing me.
I was merely thinking on the side of caution, senor.
Caution is for fools and cowards. The Eagle sent me to do a job, and your job is to do whatever I wish.
Those are my instructions, senor.
In a few days, a box of boots will arrive from San Pedro. We will keep the box on the premises of your tannery.
Very well, senor.
My brother Pedro is a passenger on another boat from South America, which will arrive soon. With him are the remainder of the gems.
Gracias, Don Diego. I have enjoyed your hospitality, but I must go now. Please do not ask me to stay and have another glass.
Oh, I have no intention of doing so, Sergeant. On the contrary, I must insist that you leave right now.
Is it necessary to be so emphatic, Don Diego?
Would it not be wiser, senor, to send the gems onto Monterey on another ship?
In the entire Western world, no port is so closely guarded as the port of Monterey.
I'm sorry, senor, I did not know that.
This conversation bores me. Let's go downstairs and have a bottle of wine.
You have your duty to perform, Sergeant. As acting commandante, well, it's just not fitting that you sit here and idle away your time in the tavern.
Not fitting, perhaps, but very pleasant.
Did the whip touch you, senor?
It only came close.
You find no offense in my trick with the whip?
To the contrary, senor. I admire your skill with that remarkable weapon. Adios, Sergeant.
Adios, Don Diego.
Muchacha, a bottle of your best.
Sí, señor.
Don Rodolfo, what are you doing here in the tavern?
Why, I was just passing by and... Perhaps I am a customer, Sergeant.
At your age? Does your father know you came here?
I have just had my 18th birthday,
18. It is not possible.
and I have started to shave. See?
Oh, yes. The fuzz has disappeared. Amazing, Don Rodolfo. It seems only yesterday that you were playing caballeros and bandidos with the other children, running around our pueblo and shouting like a bunch of wild Indians, riding imaginary horses and shooting your wooden guns with incredible accuracy.
That life is behind me, Sergeant.
See. And it will be years before you regret leaving it. But welcome. Welcome, caballero, to a man's position in life and to a man's responsibilities.
Please, senor, be seated. It attracts attention.
Oh, of course. My apologies.
Maria, is that young man going to again spend the entire day just staring at you?
Well,
It is bad for business, especially when he occupies a table and spends no money.
perhaps today he will buy something. Do you not think you're a little too young to come into the tavern?
I'm sorry, senorita. I shall leave if you wish me to.
Oh, no, you need not go, but could you not buy something? Perhaps something not too expensive. A small bottle of wine?
I do not drink wine. But of course, bring me a bottle. I need not drink it just because I buy it. Oh, hello, Don Diego.
Hello. Your father informs me that you've just commenced shaving. Welcome to a man's estate.
Gracias.
Losing one's youth has its compensations, eh, Rodolfo?
Young man, here's a friendly reminder. Though this be the face you adore, you must realize at the age of 18 there are lots of surprises in store. Quien sabe? Who knows what your fate will be? For the gardens are full of the loveliest flowers. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Si.
Young man, though you're certain you love her, without her you'd rather be dead. Recall that just 18 short years lie behind and a great many more lie ahead. Quien sabe? Who knows what your fate will be? For the gardens are full of the loveliest flowers. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Si.
Young man, when you look in your mirror to shave the soft down from your cheek, say this to yourself: many times will I shave ere I find the true love that I seek. Quien sabe? Who knows what your fate will be? For the gardens are full of the loveliest flowers. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Quien sabe? Who knows what your fate will be? For the gardens are full of the loveliest flowers. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Si.
Senorita! My cup is empty. It gives me great pleasure to find a beauty like you in this village.
You are very flattering, senor.
Skin as white as the snow of the Andes.
Senor, please.
Senor, have you ever seen more beautiful lips?
Never.
Lips like those should be kissed.
Only a coward would think otherwise.
You hear that, senorita? I will be branded a coward if I do not kiss you. And if there is one thing I am not, it is a coward.
Please, senor.
Your manners need improving, senor.
Why, you beardless pup.
Don Rodolfo, please don't fight over me.
Senor, he is unarmed.
Well, how fortunate. That gives him a stay of execution until dawn tomorrow. Providing he thinks the barmaid is worth fighting over.
That is my answer, senor.
You've just dug your own grave.
Oh, senor, surely. You would not take advantage of this young man. It is obvious he has not had the experience with the sword that you have. He would be no match for you in a duel.
Don Diego, please do not interfere.
We meet at dawn in the plaza, just outside the door.
I shall be there.
Rodolfo, that man is probably a good swordsman. Now, how much experience have you had with the blade?
Very little, but it matters not.
Well, I'm afraid your newly acquired manhood will be short-lived unless we do something. Come. Well, since you're really determined to go through with this duel,
I have no alternative.
you do not want to be known as a live coward, eh?
There's some things worse than dying, Don Diego.
But there is nothing quite so permanent, my friend. Wait, I will get the rapiers and we will practice.
Oh, do you fence, Don Diego?
Me? Oh, hardly ever. But Bernardo, my servant, he's quite skilled with the blade. He will test your mettle and fence with you. Our young friend has been challenged to a duel in the morning, and unless he's far more skillful with the blade than I suspect, I'm afraid he'll be killed. Bernardo, you will fence with him. Test his ability. Get the rapiers. Rodolfo, I'm certainly no expert in these matters, but when I was in Spain, I often witnessed the young caballeros in fencing class. Watch. Now, when they would thrust, thusly, they would keep the right knee bent and both feet flat on the ground, with the weight slightly forward. Evidently, this allows the fencer to move quickly in either direction, either backwards or forward. And the better to parry your opponent's blade. Well, I did that rather well for an amateur, don't you think?
Let me try it again.
Rodolfo, considering your age and your inexperience, it would certainly be no dishonor for you to refuse to fight Senor Murrieta.
I would not be able to hold my head up again.
You are worried that Maria would be ashamed of you. Is that it?
That is partly the reason.
I think you do the senorita an injustice. Even so, would not her shame be preferable to her sadness at your funeral?
It is not only what Maria would think, it is what I would think of myself. Don Diego, do you still agree to act as my second?
If you wish.
Then I expect to see you at the appointed place at dawn.
I will be there.
Hasta mañana.
Well, Bernardo, it seems that our young friend is determined to die at dawn. What can we do? Yes, this is a job for Zorro. to Los Angeles.
Who are you?
I am known by many names, but you can call me Zorro.
What are you doing here in my room?
Let us say that I'm an unofficial greeter, that I've come to tell you what the stranger might expect when he comes to Los Angeles. Now, we have a glorious country here. The sun shines every day, the air is sweet and clean. Fruit grows on every tree, and is yours for the picking. On the other hand, senor, you might say that I came here to give you some advice.
It's easy to give advice at the point of a sword.
Since arriving here, you have insulted a young lady of our community. And you have acted the part of a coward in challenging an inexperienced youth to a duel with you.
You call me a coward?
You hear me well?
Let me cross swords with you, Senor Zorro, and we shall soon see which is a coward.
Oh? As you wish. Your hat, senor.
I'm no coward, senor. Do as you wish.
I believe I shall save you, senor. For another time. Senor!
Morning, Rodolfo.
Buenos dias, señores.
Don Rodolfo, I could not sleep worrying about you. You must not fight this man.
I am sorry, señorita.
Please, you must not do this thing. He might kill you.
Rodolfo, there is much wisdom in what the senorita says.
Please, I would always feel responsible for your death.
So, Diego, you are Don Rodolfo II?
I am.
As Senor Murrieta II, I am the bearer of bad news.
Oh? Of what nature, senor?
He has injured his hand and is unable to wield the sword.
Oh, that is indeed tragic news. Just how did the accident occur?
Oh, he cut himself while trimming his mustache. Don Rodolfo, you have heard it is impossible for Senor Murrieta to meet with you on the field of honor. He apologizes for inconveniencing you, senor, and his apologies to you, senorita.
Next week, to save the life of his friend, Zorro pays a heavy price for his heroism.
Zorro!
Be with us us next week for action and adventure that comes only in the exciting life of Zorro.